You know what it is? It's your guy, Rhett Butler, and this is that pretty left hook. Hitting you in your goddamn liver. Happy belated Father's Day to all the fathers. I am one myself, baby. And we outside. And remember, every day's Father's Day, goddamn it. Stop hating. You better give us a goddamn gift. Listen, we're going to go into part two. You know I talked to the Pivot Podcast guys, my man Channing Crowder, my man Fred Taylor, and of course the incomparable Ryan Clark. These guys are now becoming ubiquitous in media, so I wanted to break this up into two parts for you because it's a lot you can't goddamn handle, fool. Welcome back to the show. All right, Fred, I want to ask you a business question. I know everybody talks about the guests and all that other good stuff, but I understand business, baby. Are you looking to align the podcast with a major distributor or stay independent and keep conquering?
Just enjoying the moment. You know, if opportunities come up, then, you know, we'll take full advantage of them. So right now we're really just trying to build content, enjoy our guests, enjoy the moment, and everything else will take care of itself. I think we have to remain focused on that because that's out of our control. But yeah, we're going to enjoy this moment, this ride, and we'll see how it goes from there.
Now, Ryan, I know you're an NFL analyst. You have a podcast with Daniel Cormier, former UFC champion, and now you're the lead of The Pivot. Talk about just overall now transitioning into all of these roles in media.
Every platform is different, you know, and I serve a different, purpose in each. And that's what's been extremely fun for me, being able to navigate all of them. You know, like I know on The Pivot, like my job is to facilitate. You know, I got two dudes who just in their own right and what they bring in personality and intelligence and preparation, they're going to do their thing. And so my job is to put them in the best position to do that and also do the exact same thing with my guests. On ESPN, I'm an NFL analyst. I know what my job is there. It's about giving my opinion. It's about watching the game and bringing energy and those different things. And I think that's how I've been able to navigate it. It's just understanding who I need to be in each space. And it's about who Ryan needs to be, not who some other character is or who some other analyst is, who some other host is. It's me. And I try to do that to the best of my ability. So it's been fun. I don't think I've ever done anything in media. I've never done anything in media that I enjoy like this, to be able to create our own content, you know, put together our own shows. It's four brains along with our producer Alicia Zubikowski, and it's all us. Whether this thing, you know, is a huge success or if it bombs out, is going to be because we did it our way. And I'm comfortable with that. And I think that's why we put so much into each show and why we're so proud of what we've been able to accomplish.
It's funny, Ryan, I got to ask you, because it seems like you're doing this so seamlessly. Was the plan post-retirement from the NFL always to be in the media?
No, I wanted to coach. Like, I wanted to be a coach. I was just blessed to play an extremely long time and, you know, have some opportunities to do NFL Network, to do ESPN. And, you know, I had a TV contract before I retired. You know, podcasting or athlete-led shows wasn't a thing when I started in the media, and it wasn't big. And if you think about, you know, Channing, Fred, and Alicia, you know, and I've said this before, and I'm gonna keep making sure people understand this. They were a huge part of the two best player-led podcasts in the history of podcasting, period. And I think, you know, that needs to be said. Their contributions to both were not only, you know, vital, but I think were the main reasons and are the main reasons that both of those podcasts and now The Pivot, you know, being the second one, is so popular, man. And so I'm just actually, you know, just blessed to be a part of what they did. I'm happy, you know, that they called me, because this is never anything I ever envisioned, you know, being able to be a part of and being such a huge success.
You know, Channing, it's funny. To me, you're like the podcast Charles Barkley. We don't know what's going to come out your mouth. Pause. You always come from left field. Is that a plan?
Yeah, no, man, it's kind of, and it's my personality. Like, I've been asked that before. Like, do I try to derail, or like you say, pivot? You know, use the word a lot. Do I try to pivot the conversation? And I do, but man, I really do like being around me. Like my boys know, and even RC and Freddie, but even my dudes from back in the day, they know, bro. I always want to laugh and have a good time. So, like, I'm always gonna bring a different type question. To ask Charles Barkley about not winning the championship. He's been asked that 100 times, but the fun of it, bringing out that personality, and to be honest, like about the sexual talk and all, the role playing and stuff. It makes it where it is that safe place, and you get that locker room environment. So in every locker room, there's the old guy with 6 kids that don't really play around. There's the young rookie that just signed and he's still running the streets, partying, having a good time. There's the guy that just kind of got his second contract. There's so many different dynamics, and I think our personalities are why the dynamic changes. So Fred has been, deemed the OG. Fred gonna say some real deep stuff to help you with life. RC is going to really break it down analytically and, really, lay out the story. And then I'm going to bring kind of the wild card of it. But that's my personality anyway. I'm always the dude that's going to try to push the envelope a little further, ask a question that nobody else would ask. So it's really just playing to our personalities. But I honestly embrace it, man, because I love to laugh. I love to have a good time. And that's what I want our guests to be able to do and be able to open up. And I think that's the easy way to open up is when you're laughing and enjoying it.
I have a question. You look at Draymond Green, right? He has the Draymond Green show. I always mess up this man's name. He has the Draymond Green show. Would any of you, right after a game, like Draymond does, go into your hotel room or your locker room, put up a camera, put up a mic, and talk about your experiences after the game? Because I think it's pretty revolutionary, but very rare.
Me personally, I can't speak for nobody that would say,
hell no.
Hell no.
No, like I think Draymond is a special human. I think he's really good at what he does too, man. I think he's going to be one of the best to ever do it when he retires, just from a honesty standpoint, a knowledge standpoint, a willingness to share. But for me, if you are going to, I think football games matter too much to do that, right? If you start setting a precedent that you're going to jump right to podcasting, then they're going to want you to do it whether you win or whether you lose. Football, man, you plan all week for 3 hours. So you take that L, like, I don't want to talk to nobody. Like, I don't want to give my opinion on what happened. And I think when you play 82 games, it's a little different. And when you're the Golden State Warriors and you win a lot of them, it's even more different. So there is no way on God's green earth I'd want you to know what the hell I was thinking after the Green Bay Packers beat me in the Super Bowl. Absolutely not.
Continuing on Draymond, I got to ask you, what are your thoughts on his new media concept? He believes that there's an old guard and a new guard, and the new guard consists of the athletes telling their own narrative. What are your thoughts on this, and is the pivot an extension of that movement?
I think it's very similar to Draymond, what we do, but we don't make an effort to do it. We let them build it. So like Draymond will argue for somebody, that he knows, or somebody that he's, that he's more comfortable with and knowledgeable about than the mass media or the mass population, and he'll try to change it himself. When we have guests on, we let them put the narrative out that they want to. We let them know that, hey, they said this, they said that. What's your take on that? But I think it's a great thing. And to your point, the question you asked earlier, they open up to athletes better. Like, it is what it is. You can see it, and it's why it works, and it's why, why it's so many different platforms, all the smoke and the shop and all those things is where now you're sitting out with athletes, you relate to them better. So now you're not trying to, parse words and figure out a way to say this in a certain way, not to upset people. Man, just tell your homeboys what's up. Tell us what's up with you. They say this about you. What's up? And I think that's the easier way. But I'm not saying we're aiming for it, but it tends to happen when you open the floor to somebody with with their homeboys or with some people they're comfortable being there.
Fred, I know you had to start with another show, but obviously we're here now with the pivot. Why the pivot? Why even get into podcasting?
Everybody was inside, man. So it's good and refreshing to really get out and just talk about something that we're very, very familiar with. And the original way it started was just to be a podcast about sports. And then that evolved to sports and lifestyle. some fashion, and then it's evolved into one of the best podcasts for former, not just one of the best podcasts, but one of the best podcasts for former players, as RC said. And so that's pretty much how it all took off.
Fred, I got to ask you, because now it seems like your personality is shown more and you guys have more of an opportunity to connect with the people, and it's working. Did you expect overnight success?
No, not at all. Like I said, it was just some stuff for me, I was just doing some shit to get out the house, man. I didn't want to be cooped up inside. We were, it reminded me of the locker room, four guys getting together. Originally it was Reggie Wayne, and then Chad Johnson, Ocho came on board. And again, it reminded me of the locker room, and it felt good to be able to go chill, have a drink or two or three with the guys and talk sports, talk crap to each other, talk about people, about things. And that's what it was to me. So it didn't even feel like a podcast. As it evolved, you started to get more serious about it, started to understand what it demanded. But I think RC even said earlier on the interview we did, it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like work. We're just, having conversations. We have an opportunity to travel places, to get to meet people, some that we know, some that we've possibly been looking to meet, but to have a conversation. We get to travel and talk to people and put it out so other people can come inside of, what we're doing and learn from these guests, learn from us. So, it makes it easy, man. It makes it fun.
It's interesting. Everybody now has a camera. Everybody now has a microphone. But the shows are outside, right? We're all watching these shows, especially if the guests are compelling in the interview questions and such. But I got to ask you, do you feel like now you're in a landscape that is becoming oversaturated? Are there too many damn podcasts?
We all have opinions, and we're entitled to those. So if you got something to say it. You never know who you can help, right? It's about helping people, about opening doors, being transparent. If they don't say anything, we'll never know, much like us. And I think we've gotten to a point where the feedback and responses are, man, this is needed. And we feel the same way about other people. And I listen to some of the things that other people say, do, and I learn from them. So I think it's not oversaturated. Content is, it's a lot of good, a lot of bad. You take what you want from it, apply it to your life as you see fit, give it back as you see fit. And really, that's it for me.
All right, guys, I got to ask, because you've had everybody on the show, who are some of your dream guests? And that question's for everybody. Fred, what do you think?
One being Barack Obama, obviously, for obvious reasons. And the other one for me is I like to get LeBron on the show. Okay. Yeah. I like to dig into his head, in a different angle than what we typically see, from everybody. So, and pause on that too for a minute. Hey, yeah, chill out. But yeah, I think Bron would be a good one. Oh, my third one is Halle Berry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Mine's easy. I done said a couple times. Samuel L. Jackson and Denzel. I just think so dynamic, just what they do. And Samuel L. Jackson's my favorite actor ever. So yeah, mine is them two. Barack's one of them too, but Freddie hit him on the head. So those are my two. I got a list of about 20, but I just give you them two.
Yeah, man. Like those that they picked, I think were amazing. I'd actually like to get Oprah on the show though. I think when you talk about where we are now in media, and then now having someone like her, who's obviously set the precedent for what you could be and the type of media you could build. And my other one, and it's crazy because I know we're not saying a ton of athletes. I would love to have Dave Chappelle on the show. I think his level of intelligence, wit, and fearlessness is just truly something that I admire. And, I know that we learn and also be entertained if we had him on the show.
I think it's interesting. You guys have touched so many different levels of the emotional spectrum, so to speak, in the show. Do you feel like you're transcending sports and now becoming just more ubiquitous in the media landscape?
I don't think our show was ever a sports talk show. To be honest, I think our show is a show for everyone, about everyone, that's hosted by 3 former football players. And I think the thing that we want to do more than anything is have a show where it's about the human, not always necessarily about what the human does. And I think in order to do that, you can't box yourself in. Now, we're certainly going to talk to athletes because that's our world. And, we want an opportunity to showcase them differently than the rest of the world likes to see them. The way you got an opportunity to see Shaq, the way you got an opportunity to see Michael Beasley, Floyd Mayweather, Alex Rodriguez, all of those guys. And I think that's important. But we also want to sit down, with the Amari Hardwicks of the world, et cetera, and allow them to show different pieces of themselves. And I think the reason you kind of name entertainers is because that seems further away from our start than the athletes. We know we'll be in certain rooms with athletes and have the opportunities to get them. But as we grow and have an opportunity to sit in the rooms with people, and if we got President Obama, that'd probably be my last show because I retire after that, because I have accomplished anything and everything I'd ever want to do and something like this. Well, whatever. But, we are a show for everybody. We did Jana Kramer, and I think that set the precedent. She's an actress. She's a country singer, and she was our first woman, and she was white. That was done purposely. We wanted to show that we could sit down with anyone and have a conversation. Channing says it all the time. If you can speak English, we can talk to you. And that's what we want to do.
All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up, and I appreciate your time. Any last words for my people?
And everything always works out.
Yeah.
All right.
Man, we appreciate you, big homie.
That's all, folks. You know what it was. We talked to the Pivot guys. Thank you very much to my man Ryan Clark, Channing Crowder, and of course, the incomparable Fred Taylor. My name is Rhett Butler. This is the Pretty Left Hook, and you watching me on the Up On Game Presents Network. Shout out to the big homie LeVar Arrington. Big up to my man Vito. And you knew what it was, and you know what it is. It's your guy Rhett Butler, and this was that Pretty Left Hook, and I just hit you in your goddamn liver, baby. Peace.